Maybe kind of if you have any advice about how I can step it up there.
For me, is defining what matters most and fucking everything else. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another one-on-one episode of Throwing Tantrums. You may not recognize this child from in this other screen. It's probably because I found her and said, "Hey, you should be on the team," and she was like, "Sure." And then, no, I'm just kidding. I think she might be actually want to be one of the youngest members of the team, but we'll find out in just a sec once I introduce her. If it's your first time hopping onto this podcast, my name's Emeroy, the host and director, founder of Temper Tantrums, the host of Throwing Tantrums, and many other things that you may have seen me on or not. But that's a little bit about me. I'm going to pass the ball to our guest today, the baby of the group, I think, Marie. Tell them a little bit about you. Obviously, I just gave your name away, but name, age, just to prove that I'm right, that you're young. Yeah, and a little bit of your origin story in regards to dance.
Hi, I'm Marie. I'm 20 years old. I'm technically 5 because I was born on leap year. So I guess that makes me the baby.
You're technically 5. I forgot about me. You talked about
Yeah.
this. I forgot. Oh my god.
With dance, it's been like an on and off thing. I started in my parents put me in ballet when I was like 5, but I only did that for like a year and then I had to stop. And then it's just been on and off with joining at school, and I would learn off of like YouTube. And then I joined my first crew, my first semester of college, and I joined Grits and Gravy. Another member, Diego, he's the director of it. And then currently I'm just training at home, trying to find time to dance because it's just been a lot of like busy with work. And eventually, like in 2 weeks, I'm gonna have school, so I have to figure out how to do that.
Yeah, so I still kept thinking that you came from Hawaii. I don't know why. But what have you been doing in terms of training? What kind of training have you been doing?
Well, somebody kind of took me under his wing. His name is Patrick, and he's just kind of been teaching me the foundations of like locking and house. And then kind of like helping me with my freestyle, giving me tips and stuff. So I've just been doing that when I can because he's been working with my schedule. So it's been like helpful like during my free time.
Oh, nice. So am I going to see you submit a video for the upcoming concept that I shared with you guys?
I was actually going to try to film it in the new space.
Oh, sick. Well, what's your item going to be?
I'm still debating because I kind of like I have my little record here
Oh,
that I like
that's
to
cool.
yeah, I like to use that when I'm like freestyling in my room instead of like using the computer because sometimes the sound comes out weird. And but like the only records I have are from Daniel Caesar, but that's fine because I like freestyling to him, so it kind of works out.
How long have you been with Grits? And is that the only crew you're in? Or are you also in the other one that's in CSUN?
Only grits. I think it's only been like not even a year yet, like almost a year.
Were you technically one of the new ones that I kind of like cursed at? I feel like I cursed at all the newbies for no reason. So for dance, what is it? Just kind of like a hobby thing right now, or is it something that you would eventually like to have as maybe even a side gig?
Eventually a side gig. Like I really want to try. Right now I'm just trying to focus on building my foundation to try cuz since I'm still kind of new to it, I want to like make sure that I have all this knowledge that I could apply later on. And then eventually like my ultimate goal is to eventually like travel the world to be able to dance and do that.
Ah, like dance, like travel and dance, or travel and teach.
A little bit of both.
Mm.
But right now, since I'm like still iffy about teaching, like I want to be able to teach eventually,
Yeah.
but right now, like Marie right now is like, oh, I just want to dance. But I feel like Marie in the future will want to do both.
Mm. You're 20, so you're a decade younger than me. There's definitely a lot of room for growth, a lot of room for potential, and what I like about you and a lot of the other people that members that I've talked to, like around your age, is that they're hungry for the foundation to learn locking and house or popping or whichever style that's going to help give a solid foundation with all the other, I guess, quote unquote hip hop styles. Because I think one of the common things, well, for me when I was younger, I don't think a lot of people knew what locking was. Not a lot of people knew what housing was, or even what whacking was. So it's pretty badass that you're actually, that's what you're training in, and then you're not just, not to not put down any of the choreo classes, but you're not just doing other choreo classes, but you're looking to build your freestyling. Are you trying to battle eventually?
I want to try it like at least once, but it's kind of scary because like it's so intense, and I feel like I'm gonna be like that in the beginning.
Have you ever battled before, like even in grits, like in a cipher?
No,
No.
not like battle. It was just like freestyle ciphers.
Like, but there was no one ever going like in your face, like, yeah, I'm gonna call you out, and.
Me to Diego, but for fun.
But did you guys ever have a back and forth?
No, it was more like me picking on him.
Oh my gosh, you're like the tiniest person, and he's like, dude, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's scary as shit. No matter at what level,
Yeah.
but it's like, or it eventually just becomes excitement. But I remember my second battle. I shared this in the previous podcast somewhere. My second battle, I froze up. It was in the middle. Like battles, I'd say now are, I think, a little bit more formal compared to some of the battles I did, I'd say, quote unquote, back then. So I'd say like 2004, 2005. The battles back then were raw, potentially mean crowds. I think it's probably because I was in because the battle I did was, it was a crump battle, but they're open to, I think, other people with different styles coming in there. But the crowd was rowdy, and they straight up booed you if you sucked. No one does that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, like this is, yeah, and then and they, obviously, if they knew you were gonna lose, they would tell you you're gonna lose. Like this was like raw, like,
brutal.
And these crowds are brutal. So like it really required tough skin, and it was my third battle actually, and then going in there and then seeing that it was a 3-on-3. Me and two other founders of FanBiz were supposed to be battling. Me and one other founder choked. The other one, Mark, was the current director of FanBiz, had to carry us against three other guys. It was so bad. Yeah.
So were you like in the middle, and then you kind of just went
like, yeah, we were like, I don't know what to fucking do. Like, yeah, and it played with our psyche, because like it's a lot of the people were already rooting for the other people, and then against us, like, man, yeah. And then, the battles nowadays aren't as bad. Like even this one other one, and I think I definitely shared this with the podcast with Diego. Make sure you guys listen to that. Like, where my first battle was at a Salvation Army, where they right after I did my round, and this is different. Like 4 people here, 4 people here. You go and then you pick the opponent. So I did my round and I picked my opponent, and those of you guys who know Jet Li, he was one of the opponents I picked, and the whole crowd, even the MC, was like, "Oh, it's over!" Like they knew I was done. I was gonna get wrecked. So
wait, did you do that like on purpose, or you're kind of just like, oh, I just want to choose him?
I just picked him because I looked up to him. I was like, hell yeah, I want to go up against you. You're one of the better dancers. Like, I wanted to see where I'm at. And then I was just roasted, like wrecked. Like, he made fun of me. He did this like ticking move, tick, 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 tick. And then big glasses. And then crowd laughed. Oh. Yeah, but
it's a good learning experience.
Yeah, it's definitely a great learning experience. You know what I'm definitely going to do with Temper Tantrum once we're back, we're going to have in-house battles.
Oh, that'd be fun.
That's what we used to do with FanBiz. We would separate everyone.
Yeah.
And put people who've never worked with each other in crews, and we would have a bracket. So, and people get like the most timid of people, like you. Like I wouldn't be surprised if you
They like,
become like yeah, they show out. I'm like especially in that battle like mentality. It's
yeah.
like you have go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry. No, I was gonna say like, oh, yeah. I kind of see that happening because I feel like once you're in the zone, you're in it.
Yeah. So did you join any other crews before Grits, or were you just doing it casually, or just doing going to studios?
Casually, like I think it was 2018, 2019 of like the summer of those one of those years where I started taking like more classes at ML because I would do it like maybe once in a while. But then like it became my home studio and I started taking it more frequently because I was like, wow, I really love this and I want to keep doing it.
So like, what was the curiosity? Like, why? What made you want to start taking more classes?
So one of the general ladies, shout out to them, but one of them taught at my school as like the dance coordinator teacher.
Yeah.
And because her mom works at the school and she was like, "Oh, my daughter dances, you should take her class." And then they would have like a slot at ML. So I would go with my friend to take their class and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I love like how homey this feels and how like comfortable the studio makes me feel like and I love dancing, so I want to start doing it more and I just kept going."
Tell me why you haven't dropped out of school yet. No, I'm just kidding.
Because I have an Asian mom and I cannot do that.
That's true. You'll be disappointment. So, you're going into kinesiology? Okay.
The specialty is actually dance.
Oh, really? What are you gonna do with that? I'm just kidding. I'm just being a dick. What do you enjoy most about dancing?
It's like a very good way to release everything, like emotions, good or bad. And it's like therapeutic. And I like the exchange of energy between people. Like you don't even need to know the other person, but you could be vibing and then you just end up like being friends. And it's just like, I feel like it's good energy to surround yourself with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. You can definitely vibe off other people, even strangers. Just like at a dance event, it's
Yeah.
like, hey, hey. That's what I love about the dance community. They're all like, I don't know, just the energy feels so good. Even when I went back to the Philippines, and I walked to this park near the place I was at, and there was a random crew practicing at the park, barefoot and on dirt, and then fucking not barefoot. I was barefoot, and I ciphered with them, and it was just like, I feel like the language of dance is so universal. For since Corona hit, like how has it kind of affected you in like how because there's the dance energy you get from rehearsals and then practicing at home. Like
Yeah.
how's the change of environment because of Corona affected your feel about dance or just in general?
It's definitely like it takes more energy to kind of get myself to dance more because before it was like I could be down here and then when I'd go to grits practice I'd be like up here because it's just like it's the exchange of energy but like through the screen you can't really get that and it's just and I haven't taken a Zoom one yet. That's probably why. But I've done the Instagram live ones, and it's just it felt like learning off of YouTube again, where it's just kind of like okay, it's me practicing in my room, going over it, but like it doesn't feel as motivating. In the beginning, though, if it was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take all these classes, I'm gonna be like on my game, like getting better, and then I was like slowly going down. I'm like I could learn this another time or and then I started getting more busy with work because people like had to go into quarantine and then they needed more people to pick up hours and then I was like I'll have time later. I'll do this later. But that's like for learning. But when it comes to like freestyle, I feel like it's been better because before I wouldn't really do it. I'd be like scared, but I feel like in the comfort of my own home, I have more time to kind of like okay, kind of like see what your body can do and how you could change it in different ways. And this is really a time to experiment without people looking at you and feeling like, oh my gosh, I feel kind of scared. It's just like you and you, like in the mirror or like just in your room.
Do you feel like you're gravitating more to choreo or freestyling?
Still, I feel like I'm still a little bit towards choreo since that's how I kind of started.
Mm-hmm.
But now because of quarantine, I feel like, oh, I really like freestyling and like exploring that. Like, I don't feel as scared jumping into it as before. Like now I'm like, oh, okay, we're gonna freestyle. Let's go.
What was so scary about it before for you?
Just like the fact that since I would basically only do choreo and then it's just like, oh, I don't know. I feel kind of awkward in my own body if it's just me doing what what my body wants to do. But then when you
Huh.
accept that, yeah. But then like I don't know, it's just I guess like a shift in your mind where it's just like, okay, just accept it. Let it do what you want to do, you know?
Yeah. It's the freedom of choice in a sense can be paralyzing for a lot of people because now it's like I have to choose for myself.
Hmm. One of the things that kind of like helped like smooth, I guess, the transition to go into freestyling more is to kind of have like what you did one time where okay you're going to be a cup so it kind of sets a little bit of boundaries but you still have the freedom or like okay I'm just
uh,
going to use my arms or yeah I feel like that kind of helps with okay like you have freedom but try to focus on this and it doesn't make it seem as like oh my gosh I don't know what to do because then you kind of have an idea but you don't
that's right. Oh
if that
yeah,
makes sense
yeah. We did the grits
the
Zoom
concept.
training. That was yeah. That you're the first group I've ever taught that because I didn't want to teach locking because I can't fix you guys. You know, when I teach you guys in person, I fix your arms and everything. But freestyle concepts are a little easier. What did you feel about with those concepts that I taught you guys?
I really liked it because it helped me because before I felt kind of like oh I feel like I'm just doing the same thing but with those concepts in mind it's like there's so many more things I could do like I'm an M I'm a W and like try to incorporate all these different things. I like the floor work too because like going on the floor is kind of like made me hesitate because I was like how do I get up but it's like fun. I like throwing myself on the floor.
What floor work did I teach you guys?
The three hole where
Oh,
it's
the three
like
hole concept.
mhm.
That sounds super dirty, but get yeah, but
Uh,
it's a legit floor work move. So, what do you call it? Were there any particular events that you were looking forward pre-Rona?
well, we were practicing for carnival, and then we had the other city walk performance.
Oh
So
yeah.
I was like really excited for that because I've never been to carnival or like or the big only like big performance I've done I think was oh Maxed Out and City Walk, but those were like that was my first competition,
Oh
and that was like
wow.
performance. Yeah.
Oh, so you're really like I would say an infant to this whole scene. This whole time I
Yeah.
thought you had been like several crews already. Like I don't know. It's probably because I'm just like I had assumed that you had been with grits for a while and did all these other competitions. Damn. Yeah. So have you ever been to a carnival just to watch?
No.
Oh
I
man,
watched like through videos, but I was like, "Oh my gosh, I really want to do that." And then Liz gave us the opportunity. And I was like, "No way!"
oh
But then
yeah.
Miss Rona came and
Miss Rona came and fucked shit up. Yeah,
yeah.
there's definitely a lot of events that I have planned for us aside from City Walk and yeah, the carnival's fun, but yeah, I'm coming from a perspective I'm jaded of performing there. So,
It,
but it's still a fun experience, especially if it's your first time. You know, because it's those of you guys don't know, not listening. It's like it's one of the industry events that happen in LA along with the Jeté, and I forgot what this other one was. I think I just saw a video of it. But yeah, there's three dance industry events that happen. So it's really Carnival's one of the I'd say quote unquote big ones because see a million, not a million, but a lot of talented dancers, nasty ciphers, which is one of the reasons I like going, but also insanely talented choreographers and up and coming choreographers. Like it's really a showcase, and it's not just hip hop. It's sometimes contemp and jazz and other styles.
oh, sorry.
Go ahead, go
I
ahead.
wanted to go to Jete. I because the Jono ladies were performing and they were like, "Oh, you should go." And I was about to, but then work. I
Oh
couldn't. Yeah.
man, Yeah, that's the thing with work. You should just quit. I'm just kidding.
I can't.
What? So maxed out was your first competition ever?
Yeah, like
Walk me through your experience, because I'm not a newbie anymore, so it's like the jitters are like, I like hearing the youth. Like,
you live like you
make me feel young
experience it
again.
vicariously.
Yeah, make me feel young again.
Well, okay, so we got there, but I arrived with Pepino, and we were kind of hungry. So, and he has this like tradition about bringing watermelons. So we went to the store to,
That's interesting. Okay,
yeah, like he eats watermelons, but we went to just buy some snacks and some water.
that's cool.
And then we met up with the other people, and then I was like, oh my gosh, this is like so dope because there's just literally everywhere you turn or like everywhere you look, there's just people dancing or like just doing their own thing, and it's like this is like everything like I wanted. Like there's just people over there. Oh, they're battling. Dean and Alvin, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were part of like a little battle, and I was like, in the there was like I don't know what to call it, like kind of like a little bridge at the top of the school where we were like getting ready and practicing, and then we
Where
went to
was
go.
this at? Where was maxed out at?
It was at this like high school, but I can't remember the name of it.
Was it at Lakewood?
No,
Was it at Glendale High School?
I can't remember, to be honest.
Okay, because you said
That
bridge.
that name sounds familiar, but
Was it maxed out 2019?
yes.
Okay, I'm looking for it. Keep going.
So like after we practiced our set a little bit, like marking it and kind of trying to just do some final cleaning, I went, and then and Rosie also battled. So we were just at the top like, woo, we got and then it was just like crazy, and I just loved it.
It was at Glendale High School. That's my high school.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're at the bridge on the
Yeah.
bridge of the school watching him. Yeah,
yeah, and like
Oh.
looking down.
yeah.
And then it was just like an amazing experience. And then, but when they told us like, oh, you guys are like, I think we were gonna be third to perform after like a couple crews. So we went to the area, like I guess it was like the backstage to go into the stage. I'm not sure.
It's probably the art quad. Like there's a
Probably.
like there's the main big area quad, and then you go to the back, and there's stairs going up.
Yeah, stairs.
okay.
Yeah. So we kind of like practiced there a little bit before too, and just kind of like hyping each other up. And it kind of helped because like my insides were like, I was like, oh my gosh, this is like for real happening. And then there was like a couple technical difficulties with the wardrobe changes, but
Oh.
and so we were like, oh my goodness. But when we saw the video, it didn't look as bad as like we thought it did.
Oh, when you performed, there's technical,
Yeah.
there's wardrobe changes in the set.
Yeah,
I hate wardrobe changes.
yeah, it didn't work out for some of it. So we kind of like timed it where okay, we couldn't get out in time because we couldn't get the sweater on our head. So we just waited, and then we kind of just ran on stage as if it was like planned. And it didn't look as bad as we thought, so we were like, okay, nothing to worry about really. And then it was like practicing and doing this set during practice felt long, but when you're on stage it feels like that. It goes by so quick, and I was like, what? No way. Like I thought this was gonna like last longer.
Tell me what was going through your head when you were on deck.
Wait, can I show you?
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
was
because
gonna-
those
I was
I love those moments because it's like, oh my god, oh my god.
I was kind of like, what? And I was like, oh my gosh. And then, because there was like parts where I had to go and enter from the other side of the stage. So I was like in the back, like booking it. I was like, oh my gosh. This is so much physical, like, energy. And then, but it was great.
When you walked on that stage, what was like your initial reaction?
It's a lot bigger than what we imagined, planned it to be. So I was like, there's a lot more space we have to fill up, and we weren't really like,
Prepping for that?
Yeah, but we made it work. But I was like, oh, I would just have to like walk off a little bit, but now I gotta like kind of jog off the stage because in order to make it, and then run the whole circle and then make it on the other side after I
Hmm.
had to change. And I was like, it was such a good experience though, and like I was excited for this year's maxed out because I was like, okay, so now I know how this like kind of works and I can like prepare for it.
Yeah. Oh no, I was there in 2017. Oh no, because I was trying to see like because Fambus was there. I did my last maxed out not too long ago. Well, 4 years ago now. Fuck. But yeah,
Really?
yeah. I think we took third for that one, second
Oh,
or third.
nice.
So because I was just thinking, if was it one of those moments where we might have passed each other, kind of thing, but
Oh
no.
no, because
Probably not.
just started.
Yeah, like because I like asking these questions because it's like those super exciting moments, like the anticipation with your friends, your crew, and like the excitement. Like I don't want to fuck up. I don't want to fuck up. But you're
Yeah.
excited. But you're excited. I know I'm not
Yeah.
gonna fuck up, but I don't want to fuck up. But and then stepping on because it reminds me of I'd say the closest one to that was the first time I stepped onto the HHI competition floor. It felt like it went on forever, but once you sit, it's like it doesn't look that big. But when you're
Yeah.
on it, it's like it's like a new world.
Like, whoa,
There's
what are these
lights.
new things?
There's
There's
people.
people.
People you can kind of see, but the lights are just like blinding.
Oh my gosh, yeah. When I looked out into the crowd, because, okay, like my vision isn't terrible, but it's not the best either, because like sometimes I have to squint. Since like the light's right on you, it feels better because you can't really see the people like staring at you.
Staring in, yeah.
But the people in the front row,
Oh yeah, you can
like
see them.
before we walked in,
I know
yeah,
that
they
stage.
were asleep.
They were asleep.
Yeah.
Oh man, they're probably.
But I don't think it was us. I don't think it was us.
They're
'cause
probably
they were
asleep
like that.
beforehand.
Yeah, they were like that when we like were starting the set.
Were
So,
they Were they dancers too?
I think they were parents.
Makes sense. Okay, if
Yeah.
there's college students or even was there a youth division that day too?
I think it was just the two divisions, like the
X Division.
yeah.
What?
Or I forgot what it's like called, but it was like the because I know there wasn't youth because Zena couldn't perform with us, I believe.
Oh,
Yeah, 'cause
Huh.
she was too young.
don't they have something called like Vanguard or something like that? They've changed the format a lot. No, a lot
yeah.
since I was first heavily involved.
When was your first competition with Maxed Out?
With Maxed Out, it was 2009.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it
So
was.
it's like 7 years?
So that was like my first one. Yeah, that was our first Maxed Out, and that was like the biggest fanbase has done. I think that was one of our first actual community events. I think because prior to that we were doing other small competitions like Spocom, which is a competition at a car show. We would do festivals. So, but we decided like that. We even did USA Nationals at one point, the collegiate one. But yeah, up to that point, that was our first actual one, and then that's actually one of my favorite sets, even though we were kind of all over the place. But it was kind of like our first competition as Fanbiz because we were under a different name before that. But that was like the I guess the rebirth set of Fanbiz. So the last one I think was a 2016, 2000 or 2017, and yeah, it's you. I think for me. Yeah, I was asking you this question because you get to a point, or for me at least, I got to a point where it's like I was able to just like I was thinking to myself out loud while I was performing because everything felt. I even felt this at the most recent Temper Tantrum performance. Everything felt slow.
Like slow motion?
Yeah, like I remember saying out loud, "Did they slow the music down?"
Oh.
Like, and then I watch it. Like, oh no, it was regular tempo. But in that moment, like, I think it was some people call it the zone or the flow state. I was in such a flow state. I got conscious of like my body was doing everything, but my mind was free to just think.
That's kind of cool.
So
That's also like trippy because you're
it
just like
It's
Oh, what?
super trippy. Like I try I tried not to like stay in it too long. Like the first time I think I experienced it was with Fanbiz and our I think the last max out I did. I think before I even did a temporary like hiatus or temporary retirement, quote unquote, is where I was like thinking like, damn, I'm bored. I'm thinking out
Yeah.
loud right now. Like because it just like my body was doing it, but my mind was like not as engaged. Oh, it was engaged, but it was like aware at a different like level. And the same thing happened with Temper Tantrum. It was like the music felt slow, even though I even felt like I had to slow down my choreography. But I felt like, but it's just I was, oh, I guess, a different set of sort of awareness. I guess
Yeah.
that might have come from either experience or the amount of preparation we did. But yeah, that's one of the reasons I'm asking you because I experience different things when I'm on stage now. I feel like so.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe because like when I was up there, I kind of feel like my body's like charged up, and I'm just like I have so much, and then I just do a little bit too much because I'm like, oh my gosh, gotta go full
Gotta go
out.
fast.
Yeah, but I feel I kind of understand what you mean because when I would do like performances at school, like with the dance team that they had there for fun, since we would go over it like over and over and over, it would be like for pep rallies. I'm
Hmm.
like I felt that like oh the music feels kind of slow also for a little bit, but that
Uh-huh.
was because we did it so many times it like I was just so used to it. But when I wouldn't practice as much, then I'm like okay, okay, like I gotta really focus.
Yeah.
So maybe
Okay.
it's the focusing and zoning in thing.
Yeah. Like it becomes so habit because I remember
Mhm.
my the moments where I am like, especially when I was in the younger stages of competing, the super over excitement, so that where you'd be like, sometimes you could risk being a count early because
Mhm.
you're trying to go so fast. But I definitely, it's good to hear that you're sharing it because it definitely sounds like the amount of preparation will make it easier for your body and less stressful on your mind.
Yeah.
So,
But then you start overthinking and then it just
yeah, that's the dangerous part. That's why I try not to stay in it
yeah.
too long because I'm like, oh no, I'm not, I'm gonna fucking fuck
Come
up if I
back.
stay too long.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you call it? What other competitions were you guys gonna be doing this year?
It was just gonna be maxed out.
Have you ever been to any community competitions?
Mm-mm. I
No.
was planning to try and like jump into the like to go see them this year and like next year to try and like experience it since I wasn't able to really experience it before because it was just like a whole time thing and responsibilities. But then like I feel like now in college since I kind of get to schedule my time, I was able to actually go see those events and everything.
Mm.
I wanted to like get that experience so I could understand things better with the community.
I think one event I think that you would like a lot is Culture Shock's H4 Hip Hop Has History. Yeah, probably one of the best. Like them and Versus Styles, I think has done so much for the community. So
Hmm.
I would definitely check out H4. That's one of my favorite weekend workshops. I think it's a 5 day workshop now. But yeah, it used to be a weekend workshop. They'll be dope once everything is safe again.
Because I was gonna add on to the Versus Styles because weren't they having like an event right like when Rona wasn't like very scary. It was just like the beginning of it.
Yeah,
We were supposed to go to that one too,
yeah.
like go experience it.
Oh yeah, we were supposed to perform it at it, or we submitted to it to see if we can perform.
Temper Tantrum?
Yeah, the
I didn't get that memo.
the what do you call it? The hip hop, their dance festival, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, we
Four
were getting.
day.
Yeah, did you? Yeah, did you even get to be in a rehearsal? Oh no, you weren't, because scheduling.
Yeah,
So I was like, okay.
I trained with you like on the side.
Yeah, that's right. You learned the breaking routine and the locking routine and the whacking routine
Whacking.
in one rehearsal. Yeah. Wow. I forgot. That was like right before the first lockdown.
Hmm.
Dang. Yeah, we were getting ready for that one. It was City Walk and that one we are getting ready
Yeah.
for. And then, oh man, I don't know how long it's going to take, but once this is all done, like, what are you looking forward to when it's all done to doing?
Going to studios and dancing. Like that's like the one thing I really really want to do. but I also want to like maybe not jump into it right away because it's still like new. But once it's like a lot safer, that's like one of the things I miss the most, I think. Like spending time with friends and dancing, just being in that little circle.
In terms of, I think you said you want to teach. Are you looking to? Have you already started doing any of your own choreography, even if it's just for fun?
I did one for grits because we had to submit for choreo day, and then
Nice.
Vandals actually asked me to teach, but I was like, can I do a collab? So I was gonna collab with Jamie, and we actually kind of made a piece, but we still have to edit it a little bit, I think. But we were gonna teach a piece for Vandals.
Nice. What? There's a lot of styles of choreo. Like, what do you feel like you resonate more? Like, there's like, I don't know if swag is still a big thing. There's ISO, and then there's femme. What do you feel like?
I kind of just like let whatever feels good on my body happen. Like, well, what I experienced choreographing with her,
Mm-hmm.
and then okay, well, choreographing with her, it was kind of just like we bounced ideas off each other and just whatever it kind of felt like. Oh, okay, this feels good. But when I choreographed by myself for the grits one, it was just a lot of like overthinking kind of because I was like, oh my gosh, I don't like this. I'm gonna change it. I don't like this one. I think I'm gonna change this part too. But then
Mm.
after I got through that block, everything just kind of started like flowing, and I was like, okay, I like this. I like this. And then it just came all together. It was just like the first like two counts where I was just like, I hate this.
It's super
I'm gonna change.
self-critical.
Yeah, but I guess it just depends on the song and like how I'm feeling that day. But I think I would describe it.
Mm. I know before all this, you're a student. You're still going to be a student. How do you approach your work-life dance balance? Because I feel like that's such a weird thing. Because you're school, rehearsals. Sometimes rehearsals are crazy depending on what crew you're in. What do you call it? Did I say school, work, whatever? Yeah, you get the trifecta around your age. So how do you approach balancing everything?
I don't sleep.
I don't sleep.
Yeah, basically that's how it was like first semester. Oh, my first like semester and a half because like halfway through it was the pandemic came.
Hmm.
But I was not being kind to my body doing that. I know I wasn't, but I love dance too much because our practices would be kind of late and it would end late so that and then I had class early morning and then after class I would have work. So it's like I just had to figure out how I would always adjust my work schedule to the practices and
Yeah,
when
that's
I
what I
had
did too.
class. Yeah. But I would also try to, let's say, practice got canceled, then I would, which never really happened, but I would call into work so that way I have a little bit like more hours there just because I know I would be like out of the three, I would kind of sacrifice work a little bit more to work with the schedules of school and dance. And then I like figured out, okay, this is not working out with like sleeping wise. So then I adjusted my school schedule so then I could have more time with
Sleep.
the other two. Yeah. But with online school, I got to sleep in more, which was cool. And it
Oh,
felt good.
yeah, how's that actually transitioning from IRL school to online school?
Well, I didn't have to wake up like an hour or two earlier to find parking and get ready and stuff, which was cool.
I
I
heard that.
just literally put up the laptop and I like covered the screen or I'd put like a background and just have like my blanket over my head while I'm in class, just so they don't like see like my hair is like all crazy. But that was really dope. Like I could just literally wake up a minute before and log in, which was nice. But I had a lot of labs. Well, I had like two or three. And one of them we had to work with human cadavers. So I was like, I was more of like a visual and like I have to physically be there and better because the 2D wasn't really working for me. And I
Mm,
was like really struggling in that class because of it. But
mm.
yeah, I had to figure out like different ways of understanding the material because and he like they go a little bit faster too and but in person you're able to be like hold up I don't get it, or can you show me this like on the actual body itself?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I had to do a little bit more research in order to understand it better. And it was like it was a struggle. But the other ones where I had to be in person weren't as bad. Like I had Liz's class in 143B. And
It's such an interesting name, 143. For her.
yeah, 143.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's all. But yeah, she would give us like different videos that we had to film of us dancing, and it was okay, but I feel like it's just like not the same as in person because of the whole fixing your body, and she could actually give you critiques like in person because you can only see so much with like the screen.
Yeah, because you can't see, like, you don't see the front, you don't see the side, you don't see the back, or even a three-quarter view. But yeah, I have an online class as well, and I get students that send footage, and I do video play-by-plays. So even then, it's like it's easier to fix it in person because you can just literally
Yeah.
grab their arm and then move it, and then done. So, were you there when we did the first meeting? No, you weren't. Oh yeah, because I forgot to add you in the text group.
Yeah,
I'm
but you
sorry.
told me about it. Well, like you gave me the email about like the topics after, so I was like, it's cool.
Yeah, yeah, because I had like and then like a 6 month or 1 year plan with us, where like if there wasn't a show, we were working on videos and media days and all this other stuff and podcasts. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, my focus with us is more to be like sponsored, paid. Training really to me still isn't a priority because it's like, I'm not trying to train dancers. I'm trying to get us paid. So, but yeah, let's see. I'm interested. Like, so I mentioned earlier to you that it's obvious that I'm a decade older than you. Do you have any like particular questions for me as an older dancer and as your Lolo?
I know. Lolo Tito. Just because sometimes I feel like I don't know what I'm doing. It's like in general, I'm just kind of like, okay, go with the flow, but like, what is the flow? What am I?
What is the flow? Okay, is this about dancing or is this about life?
Both? But like, dance, I want to eventually be like one of the main things in my life. So maybe kind of if you have any advice about how I can step it up there, like, because right now I'm just like training and trying to like get better and push myself, but like maybe like the stepping blocks that I should start considering, I guess, going into
Mm,
dance as a career, maybe.
dance as a career. Wow. All right, so figuring it out. There's no such thing ever.
But there's
But
close. There's close.
I think the closest thing for me is defining what matters most and fucking everything else. For me, the things I've defined as important is my family, my work, and dance. Okay, and then I've kind of focused a lot of my life towards that because one of the lessons I've learned is like some opportunities are really just distractions. So like I do social media marketing and run a company as such, but I had an opportunity to be the head marketer of this esports company. Benefits, pays a lot more than running a company right now. But the thing is, was it aligned with my vision for myself, which
Yeah.
is I wanted time for myself, time for family, time for dance. No, what helped me was kind of, it sounds airy fairy, and I think I haven't thought about this in a long time, but it's like, what's your vision for yourself? Like, in a perfect world, what would that look like? Like, okay, I would like, and this is an exercise I did back in the day, like in 2013, like what would I be doing in breakfast, all that stuff, and it's not going to be perfect like that, but you allow yourself to freely think about what you want in your life, and then let that kind of become a filter. So I mean, it sounds like you're doing that already. Like, oh, like work would sometimes take a hit because you want to dance, or sleep was becoming a thing, and so you had to adjust a little bit more. Sounds like you're doing that already. So I'd say you're on the right path in regards to that. So now it's like it's time to drop out of school, pay off your student debt, But yeah.
I don't have any.
Oh, nice. Are you?
That's like one of the things that I was like, I do not want debt. I do not want debt.
You're paying out of pocket and everything?
FAFSA.
Oh,
But like
sick.
the things that like that it doesn't cover, it's from my job, like the money I get from my
That's
job.
still good. Yeah, I'm proud of you for that, dude. That's fucking sick.
Because I'm like, oh, I don't want to be like, I don't know, like in my 40s and I'm still paying
Paying
off
for
my
yeah, I
student.
know people who still are still paying it off. But yeah, I'd say get clear on the things that matter to you, like, and then forget everything else.
Yeah, it's just like
People,
it's kind of stressful because you know how, like in a perfect world, like I just want to be a dancer. Like that's like my big dream. But then I also have to like I was always taught like okay, think reasonable too. Like
yeah,
that's why I'm going to school and doing like because I do like to help people and like I want to try to do something that does both helping people and with dance. So that's what I'm kind of aiming towards. But it's also like if eventually I'm gonna have to put a pause with schooling to chase after like my dreams, like it's just a scary thought to kind of just drop that, you
you're
know?
but one would argue, and I'm like, because I'm 30 and then 32, but you're still 20. If you chase your dream for 5 years, you're still 25.
I know, but it's because I'm very like, okay, schedule, schedule, schedule,
And
but also
like,
have like some time to have some free time in between. But I like it, like helps me feel calm to have things like, okay, I know what I'm gonna do.
yeah, I'm similar in the sense where I like planning out my week on my Sundays,
Yeah.
because it feels some semblance of control with the million other things that we don't have control over.
Hmm.
So with you letting go of, I guess, the structure of school, you would have to learn how to structure for yourself.
Yeah.
So I mean, in regards to now, I don't think there's any rush to it,
Yeah.
but I also think it's probably one of the best times to do it. Because Liz, and I was talking to her about it, because a lot of people are on their screens, and you know how she recently got her agency and all that stuff. Like
Hmm.
part of it is because she knows a lot of people right now are on their screens, so she emailed agencies, sent her reel. So boom. So compared to when pre-Rona or when all this passes, people are going to be busy again. So
Yeah.
so now is a good an opportunity as ever to try to get what you want. So
Hmm.
I'm not sure what that looks like for you, but yeah, considering that many people do have more free time, and I guess it's what we fill that time with. But
Yeah.
yeah,
So that it would be like easier to kind of get what you want out there because more it would like reach more people compared to when they had busy lifestyles.
yeah. Well, what is it that you want to do with dance to begin with?
All I know is like initially I wanted to do dance movement therapy because it's a way to express emotions and then I felt like that was like a good path to lead towards because since it helped me, I want to see if like oh, I want to do that to help others too. And then I like once I started dancing more and more, I was like, man, I want to like perform and because I when I watch people dance, I'm like, oh my gosh, it brings me so much joy. So I want to be able to do that too.
Mm.
And then also want to like in general, I want to travel the world. But if I was able to do that while dancing and being able to like connect with people through movement, like even with that language barrier, it would be like hella dope.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's just what I have in mind right now, but I don't have like specifics of like, okay, I really want to just do this and this and this. It's kind of like a broader.
It sounds like an industry that hasn't been created yet for you, or something. But who knows? I mean, who knows? You might be the person who brings dance movement therapy to different parts of the world,
That'd be
and
really cool.
and you can, I don't know, bring it to the Philippines, and you start opening it up with a performance. I don't know how movement
The
therapy
ocho
works.
ocho.
And do the ocho ocho.
Yeah,
You trigger people's PTSD. Oh no, the ocho ocho again.
that's how you help with their back mobility.
Yeah. But yeah, I think you're on the right path. I think what was the other question with that? Oh, with dance, like what is
Like what I
there?
wanted to.
Yeah, I think how you start get that edge, so to speak.
Could you elaborate on that?
Like
Wait, like
is that was that? I'm trying to remember the question. I think like how to get to help level you up in a sense.
oh, well, kind of like my question to you.
Yeah.
Just kind of like trying to figure out a way to. because in my head it makes sense. Like it's like a little picture drawn, but kind of like a general idea maybe of, I don't know how to say it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, just word vomit, and I'll try to pick up.
Like I think I said it before, but like things I should consider of like looking into maybe to help with going into dance as a career. So should I like the whole, you know how Liz started emailing agencies, but then
Yeah.
again I feel like I want to train more before I get into that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like that.
Let's see.
Or
I guess
like
to
what
get
opportunities I should look, like kind of narrow my search.
yeah, like what would help you in terms of getting you ready for the next step in your career?
Yeah.
Two things that just come to mind is one is I would say take advantage of Zoom classes because I know because then the people who know the higher ups in these agencies are the people who are also teaching classes. And then two is your platform, like obviously IG and TikTok if it's still around when you guys are listening to this. Like
I don't have an account.
so like I will see, but like your platforms in regards to showcasing your work because it's Instagram's essentially your portfolio, and then Liz has done a beautiful job in curating her portfolio and curating her work. If you look at someone who's not a 10K Instagram famous person, but who has a very impressive body of work, and who really kills it at connecting with people, she is a great example. And then,
Yeah.
because I think I haven't been seeing your Instagram aside from the one I made fun of you on, like the Tita one. But
Tita.
yeah, you guys, I think one you can definitely show a look, and next is like showcase your skill as well. So
Yeah.
I'd say more show
Post
more
a
of the
few
videos.
dance videos. It's just like I'm very critical of myself.
Yeah, you're an artist. So the most important thing that I've learned as an artist, is our subjective opinions might sometimes be different from the audience or the quote unquote market. So like, we'll never really know unless we put it out there. Yeah, because then we get feedback. Like if people love it, cool. Then that's what gives you the data, so to speak, to keep going. So yeah, I mean, yeah, showcase your work because in my head it's like, especially if you're uncomfortable and you showcase your work, it's the equivalent of going to a freestyle and a cipher because you don't know what people are going to say, but you'll get the feedback you need.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, hope that
Take it.
helps.
Put it in my pocket.
Yeah,
Take it out for later.
Yeah, I think that helps. I think that's it, just off the top of my head. Yeah, so like,
I appreciate it.
okay.
Advice. Now you're not making fun of me. You're actually helping me.
Well, you mean I have to be helpful under this podcast because people are just gonna think I'm an asshole to everyone. What about you? Like, I'm just gonna ask this real quick. What do you think your I'd say 50-year-old self who's done all these things that you envision, what do you think they would say to you?
Good shit. But I think, because I feel like if I'm able to do what like I plan to do, I think they're just gonna be like, I'm so proud of you.
Well, what advice would they give to you now, though?
Like, oh, don't overthink it as much. Just trust yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're coming from a Filipino family, and are they supportive with your dancing, or are they like, what are you doing with that?
okay.
What is this?
Well, in the beginning, like my mom and I would actually fight over it because I'm like, oh my god, like you're spending so much time doing this, like focus on school, like what do you want to do in life? And I'm like, I don't know, I just want to dance. And then, but now that after joining the crew and like showing her like all these things that I was able to do, she's like, okay, as long as you like know what you're doing and you get your stuff done. If you want, like I could still help you if you want to be PT or like she'll still offer that medical route, but she's like not as critical as she was before because she sees that, oh wow, my daughter went to this competition. Oh wow, she's able to do this and that.
Yeah, especially with many Asian parents. I feel like, or even
You're
parents,
a doctor. You're a nurse.
yeah, or maybe not just Asian, but there's a lot of parents that can be like, oh, what's dancing gonna fucking do? You know, and it's not gonna give you benefits. It's not gonna give you, it's not gonna pay as well. That's like a reality that not a lot of people are aware of. It's not gonna pay well at first. It's a real hustle.
It is true.
So
In the beginning.
yeah, if you find yourself to be a working dancer, like that's the ideal. Like professional is subjective in many senses, because just to reiterate the many things I've shared in other videos, like you can be a professional dancer at an amusement park, or a professional dancer in a theater company, or professional theater on set. So and the thing is, with some of those things, it's not always steady, even if it's paid. So I'd say the more ideal thing that many people aspire is to be a working dancer, whether it's you're working as a dancer at an amusement park, or on set, or with a theater. You want to have work as a dancer, because so, and I have no doubt, especially with like another 10 years from now, I feel like there's going to be more opportunities for dance, where it feels like there's plenty to do. That's kind of what I'm aiming to do with Temper Tantrum. Like that's why we're doing podcasts like this. I'm trying to build our brand, get people to be, and these one-on-ones will help with, in a sense, people who are looking or watching. It's like, oh, I like how this person looks or what they say. And maybe they can be, I don't know, they might, what do you call it? They might have you speak for, I don't know, in 5 years from now, they might have you speak for graduating students. Who knows? Or we might perform. There's so many possibilities. Like for me on my YouTube, like I was doing a lot of tutorials, and I got to do a dance hip hop fitness video for this company called Sunrider. And that was like my first gig that I got, because I was just doing videos on YouTube.
Cool.
And I think they paid me about $2,500 for 3 days.
That's actually really dope.
So yeah, so that's like the things that we can do here. We put content out, we show the videos, everything.
And then they find you.
Yeah, so it's like it's gonna be a lot of work, but there's a lot we can do. I feel like not many crews are doing this. I think the ones that are already up there are, like the Kinjas are killing it. Like, shouts out to Kinjas and Mike Song and all them, Anthony. So they have like their own space. They're doing commercials with other, and working with other artists. Like that's what I kind of aspire us to be. But their branding feels like they're super badass in a sense. Like you think about them, fuck, they're badass. Jawwalkies, badass. Masks. What is it? Royal femme, powerful. Like with us, I kind of want us to be like fun, like the family friendly, like we're goofy. I think I said this too at the meeting, like kind of the David Dobrik's of the dance community.
Oh my god. I could see that.
Kind of dorky, but we're all fun, and we have like fun, uplifting. We have a good time. We feel approachable. So,
but we could still like go at it.
We still get down.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna head over to the rapid fire segment now. You ready? She's gonna have a panic attack right now. All right, I'm gonna ask you 10 questions.
Okay.
And here
Ready.
we go. What color is your toothbrush?
Blue.
Oh, God, freaked out. Describe yourself in 3 words.
Fun. Happy. Quirky.
Okay. If you were able to buy any type of food right now, what would you buy?
Korean barbecue. I've been craving.
Oh, that sounds so good. I haven't had that in forever. What would you do with your 15 minutes of fame?
Promote Black Lives Matter. I can't use words. I wanna like help people, donate to those that need help. I'm panicking.
This is probably the best one I've ever.
My mind is like SpongeBob freaking out when everything's on fire.
Oh my god.
That's how I feel.
Yeah. If you were famous, what would you want to be famous for?
Hopefully for dance. And yeah.
What is it? What is one thing that annoys you the most?
When people chew with their mouth open. my sister and my mom do that. I can't eat with them.
What's the strangest thing you've ever eaten? Oh. Wow, have I done that? Yeah, I have. I close my eyes.
It was chocolate covered though, so it didn't taste as bad.
I
Or
think
like as bad as I thought. It tastes like a crunch bar.
Okay, I don't remember that. I don't remember that feeling at all. What's your current favorite workout song?
I don't work out.
You don't work out? Okay, your favorite song to freestyle to.
I work out sometimes, but it's like on the YouTube. Okay, don't mind that. Well, lately it's been session 32.
Session 32.
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
The way I love that one.
No, I've never heard that
It's like
song.
very soothing.
Flowy, chill. Mm-hmm. Oh, that sounds fun.
I'll send it to you after.
Okay, that sounds dope. I'll probably add it to my chill playlist. I have a really long chill playlist that I like dancing to.
Mellow like Jello playlist.
Kind of, yeah. Like it's the feel good vibes. What is your greatest failure going to school?
That's so. It's so hard to think on the spot, because like in the moment you're like, oh my gosh,
This moment right now, because I feel like
I can't think of one. Maybe just like feeling like I'm disappointing the people that were like expecting good things like in that moment, and then I'm like, I couldn't produce what you expected of me. So I guess that makes me feel like in that moment I feel like, dang, I'm a failure.
Okay. Greatest achievement to balance it out.
Achievement, being able to adult, because that's pretty hard. Like I'm moving and I got myself a car and I have jobs and I'm doing it. I'm like I'm figuring
Dang.
it out.
At 20.
Trying my
Respect.
best.
I was still living with my mom at 20, so respect. I didn't move out until 25.
Like I mean, it just felt like the right time for me. I feel like it just depends on everybody and their situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What last question? Rapid fire question. What's your favorite memory?
So many. Probably being able to go to Disneyland with like my whole family, like when they were like everybody was together.
Oh, that's cool. Wow. How old were you when that happened?
Probably like 6.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was still pretty young. Like even though I couldn't really go on the rides, it was still like a
You get to be
magical
with family.
experience.
Yeah. It's a big
Yeah.
family thing.
Well, like it wasn't like my full family. It was kind of like the beginning family, like my dad, my mom, and my sister.
Oh, yeah.
And then yeah, before I had like my other sister, they weren't born yet, so
It didn't matter. So
no.
all right. Last question. It's not a rapid fire question, so take your time. What would you like people to say about you when you're gone?
That
She dropped out of school.
that's what you would say. I'd be like at your memorial. Man, Emeroy was such a good guy. He would always advise me, drop out of school, quit my job.
Important life lessons.
That's how I'm here today. But I just hope that people, like, when they think about me, like, they think that I made, like, a positive impact. Because I try my best to, like, be something that can make them happy, or like bring good memories. Like I don't want, hopefully nothing negative. I just hope that they like enjoy my presence and that I'm able to help them one way or another.
Nice. Yeah, that's one thing. I'm talking to you especially after this. I'm excited for what you're gonna become because you're still young as fuck. You're 20. You got.
I feel old though.
Because I mean, feeling old, I feel like happens when fucking life starts punching you in the face a lot. So, but I think it comes
Face
with.
and the gut everywhere.
But staying young, I think, involves keeping in touch with what makes you happy, which is dance and connecting with people. I think that's one of the reasons I feel like I still look young, aside from being Filipino. I still feel young because I'm dancing. I'm still pretty flexible relative to my contemporaries and my people in their 30s, not other 30-year-old dancers, but 30-year-old office workers. I'm much more flexible. But
More than me too.
so with you, because I remember when I was like 20 and having not just uncertainties of like, especially with fan base or what I wanted to do with dance and my career and all that shit. So I can definitely relate and empathize with that sense. But you having a lot more, even now compared to me, like when I was your age, YouTube wasn't as big yet, or connecting with people online wasn't as big yet. So I think you suck. No, I'm just kidding.
I know.
But
I'm just.
no, but I definitely think I'm excited for the youngsters like you, like Jamie, even Diego. He's I'd say in the middle age, but even AJ and Rosie. I'm excited to see what you guys will become when you're me, Liz, and John's age. Because there's the moments that like when you guys are asking us questions, like we still feel like you, or we're still learning. But eventually, you're gonna get to a point. You might even feel it now with like when there are some of the younger dancers in grits where they're asking you questions, like. But you'll get to a point where like you have a body of knowledge and a body of work where people are going to be looking up to you. Maybe not literally, but.
Thanks. Maybe if I'm on like a step stool, maybe.
All right, so ask that question again.
I know.
I'm excited to see what you're going to become, and I'm excited for when this whole thing happens again. I have an idea of what we're going to do for our first rehearsal, which is get drunk. No, I'm just kidding. No,
I'm fine with that. I'll be of age.
You'll be of age. Oh yeah, I forgot you're young. I've been so used to dancers being of age. Yeah, but it's not drinking. It's something I hope would be grounding for everyone. You haven't been with me in rehearsals yet, but aside from the obvious talking shit, but I do have in Temper Tantrum I do have quote unquote spiritual aspect that I'm gonna be re-implementing that I used to do with FanBiz. So it's just.
I mean, you did meditate with us.
Yes.
One time.
Oh yeah. How did you feel with that?
It felt really cool because my body doesn't really retain heat a lot, so I was like freezing. But then when we started meditating, like I felt really calm and like I started feeling warm. So it was like I felt like, whoa, what's going on? And it felt really relaxing also because it was like windy, so you kind of heard like the wind while you closed your eyes, and it felt like.
Yeah, that was the first time I've done that with anyone outside of FanBiz.
I think that was first time I like actually meditated. I think that was probably the first time, because there's like maybe small times where you're just like just breathing, but that was like the first time being in a group and actually like, okay, you are meditating.
Yeah,
Do it.
and just focusing on your breath, and yeah, that's definitely one of the things I'm going to be implementing with Temper Tantrum, because it's like
that.
It's calming, because it's like with Biz, it was always like, this is your quiet time, so you can leave your shit out the door. You can relax. You don't, and all this other stuff that meditation has benefits for. So, yeah,
I really liked it.
Like, I'm glad you did, because I wasn't sure, because I'm not the director, so me, random guy saying, hey, we're going to meditate, was kind of weird. So. All right. So where can people find you online to connect with you, and so they can chat or support you and all the good stuff?
Well, I mostly use Instagram, so at Marie Sheehan, MariesHehaha, and I have a YouTube, but I need to start posting again because I kind of like deleted videos. I could send that to Emeroy because I forgot my name. And those are the main two that I use.
And all the stuff that she shared, everything in regards to what you mentioned, links are going to be in the description down below. So that's it. Make sure you guys give her some love, support, and everything as she goes through her dance journey, as we go through this journey in 2020. If you guys like this video or podcast, make sure you give it a like, give us a follow, thumbs up, hit the bell notifications, and share this with friends who you think might find this entertaining or even educational or empowering, whichever, whatever floats your boat. And with that, have an amazing week, day, life, rest of 2020. Hopefully it's better in the next year. And we'll see you guys in the next episode of Throwing Tantrums. Take care, guys. Peace.
Bye.